I just hit the record button. So we'll have something for you guys for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There, you know, there was about 10 people who RSVP'd that they want to be on the call. And like I said, I sent it out to our whole team, not just the flex team. And
Okay.
there were several flex members who were unable to make the call and asked for a recording. And then there were more people from my general team that wanted the training today.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get started. Is it just the four of us today?
It's supposed to be more, but I'm wondering if we give it a minute, if people will filter in.
Okay. Let me make
I
sure.
did send out another reminder this morning.
Let me see if I can get uh hang on.
You know how realtors are.
Yes.
Oh,
Just like loan officers.
are they bad too?
Probably ADHD would be in the vein of how loan officers operate too.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm a chronically late person usually, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on now. So I was early. So I'm either early or
All right.
late.
Well, cool. So is everybody camera like ready? I'd love to see your shining faces this morning. Make sure I'm not
I
putting you to sleep.
I will be on in just a second. I'm just putting out some signs for an open, and then I
Oh,
will
okay.
get
And
on
that's
camera.
that's Molly. And
Yes.
then uh Stacy, do you want to help me know who's who?
Sure, sure. So Molly is she's been licensed a couple of years. She is the incoming president of Women's Council of Realtors for
Oh,
Seattle.
wow.
She has a strong background in property management, and she's worked a lot with Sky Dadu. I don't know if you know that company, but she's worked a lot with them, and she just also took on a role as a site agent for a builder closer to the south end
Oh,
of the city.
cool.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's a rock star, a rising star. Jen is a new team member with a really, really strong background in banking, and her husband is a contractor. So she got licensed primarily because they want to kind of flip some homes and do some investing. And then Amelia is a teammate who I don't know that well. I'm still getting to know. She's in a little bit different area for me, so we don't have a lot of crossover, but I do know she and her husband do a lot of deals, and she has some experience with uh, adult family, like adult care homes.
Sure.
Um, so she's got some background there, and she and her husband, do some investing too.
Very, very cool. Well, it's good to see you guys kind of. Um, but should I get started and then when people kind of dial in, then they can join us mid?
That would be great.
Okay, cool. So first off, Stacy, thank you for putting this together. And what I really like about Stacy is she is a great mom to her grown kids. She's super smart, a consummate professional, and has a great sense of humor. So, Stacy, I wanted to just honor you with that and say thank you for putting this together for everybody.
You bet. I feel like I should give you an intro too.
By
Um,
all means. Yeah.
okay, I neglected to do that. Jeff and I met actually my very first transaction ever. It was kind of a unicorn transaction where it was a Zillow lead. I met the people. I followed the Zillow scripting to have another property to show them. We got to the second property, got out of the car, and they were like, "We don't need to get out of the car and look at this place. We want the first place. Write it up." And then they found Jeff through a friend of theirs. And then Jeff called me and was like, "Is this your first transaction?" And I was like, "It sure is." And he's just been an awesome resource and included me in a lot of fantastic training that I don't know that I would have had otherwise. So he's a really good lender, and having this ability to use portfolio loans to help our clients, especially investors, is such a great skill set. I asked him to come and give us a presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, So let's get started. I've got some great ground to cover and I had some intentions for you guys. And again, if anybody else is camera ready, I'd love to see faces. Make sure I'm not putting you to sleep. So I'm Jeff McGinnis. Stacy gave me a generous introduction. Thank you for that. Um, I've been married to Gina for 24 years. I've had 26 years in the mortgage lending and all of the gray hair to prove it. Uh, I'm a lacrosse dad to Jack. He's 14 and a former cheer dad to Sophia, who's now attending college. She's in her junior year. Avid boater, skier, both water and snow. I love to be involved with fitness, nutrition, and on occasion I like to cook as well. So if anybody can relate to that on a human level, then fantastic. Why the McGinnis team at Cross Country Mortgage? We have what I'm going to bring to the table today is our portfolio loans or non-QM or non-qualified mortgages. So we'll talk about product, we're going to talk about tactics, and we're going to talk about words today to help you close some more business. Cross Country Mortgage is got the #1 retail mortgage lender in the US in 2024. So we're really, really good at what we do on a corporate level. On my team, we're available 7 days a week and dedicated to getting the job done. And we also have 10-day closings to help you and your clients beat the competition and negotiate price and terms for your clients. So those are some great bullet points for the why use the McGinnis team at Cross Country Mortgage. So guys, I've got a question for you. If I could give you tactics to close 3 more homes this year, would that be valuable?
Yes.
Raise a hand.
Yes.
Give a thumbs up. Yes. Molly wants it. Christina, how about you? She's in. Can't hear you, but I love you for your enthusiastic hand waving. Cool. All right. So if I gave you these tactics, do you think you could attract 3 leads in the next 7 days? Anybody? Good try? Okay. So here's what my intention is for you, to give you the programs, the words, and the tactics to attract 3 leads a week, which means in the next month, you'll have 12 new leads. You'll meet with half of those and then close half of those. So that's 3. And you guys can run the numbers in your head for your gross commission, but I bet it's a nice chunk of change. Okay, so that's what I want for you guys. That's what I'm here to help you do. So let's talk about products at a high level. So at Cross Country Mortgage, we've got all the loans. We've got Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, State Bond, FHA, VA, jumbo, bridge loans, construction loans, new construction, or land loans, non-QM loans, reverse mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and financing for business purposes. We're not going to cover all that today. We're going to cover the non-qualified mortgages today and talk about just 3 of the products because we have, actually, let me back up a bit. I missed that. So what is a non-QM loan? A non-QM loan is a product that allows borrowers to qualify with non-traditional income or credit events in the past that would otherwise move them out of the box of Fannie Mae or FHA or more traditional loans. So for example, if you have a client that is heavy on assets, but they don't have income, if they recently retired and their tax returns show no income, we have a product for them. If you have a client that pays their taxes through an ITIN number instead of a Social Security number, we have a product for that. For real estate investors, they like the flexibility of our products because it just uses the income for the property versus having tax returns and pay stubs and long schedules of real estate owned. We also serve self-employed borrowers quite well. So let's say we have Joe's Pizza Shop and their tax returns say they made $20,000 of verifiable income, but they have $20,000 going through their pizza shop every month on their bank statements. We have product for that. Okay. So here's the suite of products that we have. So we have the asset qualifier, bank statement, foreign national, full doc, investor cash flow, 1099, profit and loss, written verification of employment, and ITIN. So that's 9 programs, but 80% of the programs that we use would fall under the asset qualifier, the investor cash flow, and bank statement loan. So we'll just talk about 3 of these products today. And I want you to walk away with how to identify, so a tactic, words to use to engage the client for these products so that you can get a lead. Okay. The bank statement loan is a different way of looking at income for self-employed borrowers. So to go back to Joe's Pizza Shop, they have tax returns. They got a great CPA that reduces the amount of income that they tell the IRS they make so that they don't pay a lot of taxes, which is a great advantage for self-employed people, right? It's kind of like our realtors, right? We want to write off as much as we possibly can so that you're paying less taxes to the government. But sometimes it's harder to qualify for a loan. So what we can do is we can take 12 to 24 months of bank statements, and there's 3 ways of looking at how to calculate their income or underwrite that income by looking at the deposits that go through their bank statements for their business. And we'll take either half of the deposits, or we could use a CPA to write a letter that shares what their actual expenses are. Or we could use one other method that's a little bit more involved. So we have a lot of flexibility on these products to be able to calculate income. We also have exceptions on these products about 35% of the time. So if the rule book states that we need to have the debt to income ratio at 43%, but we have some other compensating factors, our underwriting team that's in-house could use some compensating factors to get an exception for a higher debt to income ratio. Okay, so let's say you're at an open house. How many people are working open houses right now? Everybody's maybe not. So you're working an open house and you're engaging with someone that comes in. They say, I'd love to buy a house, but I'm self-employed. My tax returns don't show enough income. So using these words, if I could show you a way to get you qualified for a home loan, even though you're self-employed, would you want to buy a house in the next year? Very important words, because it starts to draw them into you if you can show them a way, right? So if they say yes, then you can say, okay, how open-minded are you to talking with my lender that can show you your monthly payment? The words, how open-minded are you, are really important here. I know I've got very closed-minded friends, but when I ask them, hey, how open-minded are you to this idea? They're like, well, I don't want to be closed-minded, so I'm open-minded to it, right? So it keeps the conversation going. Team, how many vendors do you use? Or Stacy, how many on a typical listing? What are some vendors that you use?
Oh man, at least 5 or 6. You know, we got a stager, cleaner, handyman usually, photographer.
They're
Uh,
typically self-employed, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
they're
yeah,
on your VIP list, right?
yeah, yes.
Okay. Now, I gave a wink to Stacy because we've talked about VIP lists before, and we don't have enough time to go over that. But if you guys want more of these tactics, you're welcome to come to a lunch and learn that I'm having on the 24th of September at my office. So just throwing that out there. But how would it feel if you talk to some of your vendors and use these words,
That's a good idea.
right? Because I don't know about you, I'm struggling with how to engage with people around these products because I know I can help them, but how do I get them to talk, right? So to me, that seems really, really easy. Would you guys agree? Cool. So in the next VIP day, Stacy, you could, or the next time you see your vendors, you could definitely say, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
if I showed you a way to get qualified for a home loan, even though you're self-employed, would you want to buy a house in the next year?" And what's really cool about that is they may say, "Well, I've got that house, but I want to buy, 5 more over the next year." Great. How open-minded would you be to talking about investor loans with me or investment properties? Or they say, "No, I'm not really interested." Then guess what? You can say, who do you who else do you know that's self-employed like you that might want to buy in the next year? So you could end up with one lead from your vendor. You could end up with uh, finding an investor. You could end up getting 2 to 3 leads because his cousin owns a landscaping company and wanted to buy a home. And so we're trying to get as many shots on goal to get leads as we possibly could with these words and tactics. Is this helpful, guys? Cool. All right. Next product, the asset qualifier product. So this is a great program where we don't use debt to income ratios at all. We use asset statements. So think, if you will, a retired couple that have their portfolios. Let's say they have 2 to 3 million because they've acquired a bunch of assets over the last 30 years, right? But they're, oh, Stacy, you're getting upstage there. So
We always have
the
a presentation.
so we've got our retired couple. They would love to buy a home. Uh, they don't, and they have plenty of assets. They don't need a big mortgage. Let's say they want to buy $1 million home. They only want to get a loan for $500,000. As long as they have $750,000 in the bank after we close, we don't need their tax returns. We don't need their W-2s. We don't need pay stubs. We would just use their bank statements to qualify. Kind of a cool product, right? So let's find some words around this and some tactics. Help you guys get some leads. So your maybe your friend just sold a company and had a big equity event, but now is unemployed because they just sold the company, right? You might want to say, how open-minded are you to taking out a small mortgage if it meant saving thousands on your taxes? So anytime somebody sells their stocks, they're going to they might have a big tax hit because maybe they've got a big capital gain. So we want to draw them into finding out if we can help them save money on taxes. So if they're open-minded to that, then you could say, if I could introduce you to someone who could show you how that works, would that help you? And the great thing about that is you can refer them to me if you would like, and you don't have to explain all of this stuff. I can help you. I can help explain that to them so that they're comfortable with their overall plan. How many people are calling on financial planners right now? or have a financial planner that they know. Okay. How helpful would it be to bring this idea to your financial planners so that they could help their clients save money on taxes and keep assets under management? Great way to bring value to your financial planner and or get additional conversations going with other financial planners, right? Cool. So there's, I don't know. So far, we've got at least 2 leads we can come up with this week just by using these products, tactics, and words. Let's do one more. How about investors? Our investor cash flow loan is really, really handy. It's also known as a debt service coverage ratio loan or a DSCR loan. So all we're doing is using the income generated from the property, using rent comparables, or if we're going to buy it as an Airbnb, we use AirDNA, which is a service that we have access to comp out the rents for the property that they're going to buy. And as long as the mortgage payment and the rents are the same for the property, then we can do the loan. We don't need tax returns. We don't need pay stubs. We just need asset statements, ID, a few signatures, and we can actually close this in less than 10 business days because it's not under regulatory. It's more of a commercial loan, and it's not as regulated as an owner occupied loan. So that's kind of cool too. So we're talking with our investors. Just imagine buying another investment property without having to give the lender your tax returns. How many of your investors would be like, oh God, yeah, sign me up. I am so tired of providing 8 million pieces of paper to my lender just to get one more project done. If that is their vibe, then you can say, if I could introduce you to somebody that could show you how that works, would that help you? And now you have the ability to refer to a lender that can do these efficiently, close in 10 business days, and we're dialed in for the third deal that you can do before the end of the year. Team, was this helpful? Cool. All right, I got 8 minutes. I will touch bases on this. So some of the is everybody on social media posting reels? No.
No, I don't use
No.
social media. I'm just kidding. I'm
Oh.
just sorry.
Well,
Trying to
you're
get a
pulling
laugh
my
out
leg. Okay. So imagine, if you will, taking these words back here and turning it into a reel, right? Hey, just imagine investors, you're buying another home. Are you sick and tired of giving your lender 8 million documents so that just to buy another property? Wouldn't it be great if we could not have that problem? DM me for a guide on how we do this. We have co-branded marketing material available to you. We can create a guide, a flyer that's co-branded with you and I. And that could be an easy way to get a reel going and a social media reel posts done really, really quickly. So just wanted to let you guys know that's a resource. And then one more plug, if you would like additional tactics, I am doing a lunch and learn on the 24th. If it's something that you would like to come in, find a few more tactics, know what a VIP list is, how valuable it could be, email me, text me, say I'm in, and I'll get you signed up and I'll give you the details.
Jeff, do you do those like quarterly or monthly or something? I'm going to be at a conference on the 24th, so I can't make it, but maybe
That's okay.
if you have another one.
Um, you're also welcome, Molly, just to do like a one-to-one. I would love to do like just even a needs assessment, and maybe we could pick a tactic that would fit inside your your business plan this year. But it's also fun to be around people. But to answer your question, uh, I'm supposed to do them once a month.
Okay.
So,
I
and
believe in you.
my coach is making sure that that happens. So we'll do
Yes.
one in October as well. It'll be more about business planning because we've got, I don't know, the next what, 4 weeks is our time to really crush this out, find our leads, get everybody pre-approved and out there looking. I don't know about you guys. I feel like after Halloween, it's like shopping at Costco for, after they've had all the cool sizes go away. It's just we're left with XXL and super small. But um, Q&A. We've got like 5 more minutes. I want to honor your time, so start on time, end on time. How
I
can
think
I
there was
help you
a
guys?
question in the chat.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on. Let me check if I can find it.
Hi, Jeff. It was me. I can also ask it in person if
Oh
that's
yeah, that's
easier.
more.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
So for conventional loans, they typically require like a 2-year track record for W-2. Is that a thing for like a self-employed person? Would you guys also be looking for, I don't know, some type of track record for their, their employment? And if so, how long is that?
Short answer is it depends. So, and it's Pene.
Yeah, yeah.
Pene, it 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 depends on maybe their background. So we've done some loans for the people that have just recently purchased businesses and they were employees before. Um, Ideally, yes, a 2-year history of being self-employed is ideal so that we have enough bank statements to. Now you're talking about conventional loans though, right?
Well, one that would fit in one of the programs that you have, either as a
Bank
like a
statement.
non-qual. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the bank statement loans, I wouldn't leave anything off the table just because we have exceptions, but I'd want to get the full picture of the person's history.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Any other questions, guys?
I have a question, Jeff, too. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone. Sorry, I
Hi,
was
Amelia.
multitasking. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for putting this together. Nice to meet you, Jeff.
Likewise.
So, for the asset type of loans, can you use income from equities with 2 years of history of with 2 years history of tax returns?
With tax returns,
Correct.
again, short answer is it depends. When we look at tax returns, we want to see how long they've been getting that type of income that they're showing on their adjusted gross income. If it's easier just to use an asset program because of the complexity of the tax return, we can give that as an option. We can also give the borrower a list of things that we would need to make sure that their income is continual, maybe a CPA letter, something like that, that can help them get a more traditional loan, maybe a jumbo or a conventional Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
So just to clarify, so if the income is solely from equities, from the stock market, no other income, then yes, there is a possibility. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, it is a possibility with the asterisk of we'd want to see where it's coming from.
In addition to the 2-year tax return and current year up to date of gains.
We'd start with the tax returns and do a deep dive on what we could use.
Okay.
Sometimes people have like a one-time equity event that they pay and maybe there's not enough assets to keep that
Mhm.
taxable event going. And then we would look at other ways to calculate their income.
Okay, and if that couldn't be used, would you use an asset depletion loan?
We
Or
can use
what was,
asset depletion too.
what was the type that you mentioned? I was multitasking, so I missed the name of it.
Oh, the name of
Asset
it
type of
is
loan.
asset qualifier. So
Got
we
it.
don't even use tax returns for that one.
What are the interest rates for this type of loans? Are they higher than the
Conventional?
conventional?
Yes.
By how much on average?
I would say somewhere between a quarter to a half.
Quarter to. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome. Great question.
Okay.
All right, team. I think we're at 11:30. Was this helpful?
Very
Yeah.
helpful.
Cool. Everybody going to get their 3 leads
Yes.
this week?
Yes.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, and Jeff, thank you so much for doing this. I also will reach out to you separately. We're doing an event on September 16th where we're meeting with investors about building dadoos. And I think this would be something for you to really get more information about because we will be having people use DSCR loans to, purchase the dadoos in some situations. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're available to come to that event, there'll be investors and other people in the industry there for you to connect with as well, if you'd like to come.
Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. Be happy to bring what I can and help people make some money.
Yeah,
Cool.
awesome. Thank you, Stacy, for putting this together too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Molly, is that the one where you get the data certification also?
You don't get certified that day, but it's about the
Okay.
certification. I'm gonna send out an email today.
Sounds good. Thanks, Molly.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, team. Well, a pleasure meeting
you
you
for your time.
all. It's awesome. And then I'll figure out how to get the the video to some platform so you can see it.
Awesome. I have a couple people
Okay.
messaged me, hey, can you send me the recording? I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it. So that would be perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys.
Awesome.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.
Have
Thank
fun.
you.
Bye.
Talk to you later.